All right, now we're going to take a look at Ben Evra's above water view of his breaststroke. Okay, and I'm going to let it go forward a little bit here, Ben. There's a couple things that I'd like to talk to you about. You're a natural at breaststroke, so there's a lot of good things. You do a good job of getting in your streamline here, so this is a really good position to be riding your stroke. So I really like what you're doing here. You got your hands together out in front, down through the feet, you're creating a streamline, you're on the line. Hands aren't out too early. A lot of people, as they finish a kick, will have their hands already out to here. So you're doing a good job of having good timing. So, but now as you go to pull, the one thing I notice is you're really too wide, and I think we'll see that a little bit more on the underwater view, but you can see you're really wide with the hands out here, and that's a position that breaststrokers get in if they're really powerful, really strong, and I don't think you're quite there yet. It might be something in the next few years you get to the point where you can do that, but I think you're losing some of the strength and power of your pull by having the hands so wide at the outward point of the pull. I think you could get a little more elbow bend and keep those hands underneath the elbows a little bit more, and that will give you a lot more power there in terms of your pull. And then as we kind of come forward, the other thing that I wanted to point out is your head's kind of always down. So as you get to this point, the back is in a really good position. I would like to see the head up slightly. So the head would be here, and your eyes would be looking a little more straight down the pool at the top end of the stroke. And you can see you're still, oops, bad line there. You're still looking right down at the bottom of the pool. So you never really lift your head. This thing's kind of messing up my lines, but you're looking down here, and it'd be better if you had the head up slightly. You never really do that. You keep that head in the down position. So I think it kind of doesn't get your kick underneath the body enough to kind of deliver more power in the kick. So as we ride forward, there's good hand recovery. You're right at the surface, nice and high. As I'm noticing as you're swimming the stroke, as we speed it up a little bit, everything just kind of travels at the same speed. So one of the things we can kind of work on is accelerating the hands, throwing them forward a little bit more, and accelerating the feet, because they kind of all go at the same speed all the time. And we want to have a little bit more thrust in that kick to finish it a little bit harder, a little faster. As we come into the turn, doing a pretty good job. Your eyes are down, head's getting up a little bit early, but not bad. Hand is really tight to the head when you come through here, so that was really good. I'd like to see the elbow up higher though. See, your elbow's back behind you, and then the forearm's here. I'd like to see that elbow up here a little bit more, pointed toward the ceiling, and then the hand back behind the head. So just lift that elbow up a little higher. That's going to give you a quicker turn. And I think that's all kind of, you're lifting that head just a little too early, so the elbow's kind of trailing instead of up with the head. And as you come through, good streamline as you go to push off. Good lag time. I'd like to see you dolphin kick at the front of the stroke. I think it would be helpful in terms of your pull-out. But not bad. You did a good job there. And then as you kick forward, nice reach into the top end of the stroke. You didn't lift the head too early. So we'll talk a little bit more about the underwater views of your breaststroke. There's a lot of good things that you do. I think head position could be improved. You could lift it just a little bit at the top end of the stroke. And then again, arms are just a little wide for the pull.